Coming up on Mountain News at 6, a search is now in its third day to find a man accused of shooting 2 people in southern Kentucky. And one fire department delivers a camper to a flood survivor who spent more than a year living in several different places.
Plus, the forecast is looking cooler later this week. The details on highs in the 30s coming up as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
A Christmas weekend shooting in southern Kentucky put 2 people in the hospital and resulted in a suspect on the run. It happened in Knox County Saturday morning. Police say they are looking for a man who will face assault charges. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more from near the scene.
The shooting happened not far from the gray community of Knox County on Lynn Camp Hollow Road. Police are telling me that Donald Napier knew both of his victims and fired several shots into a car, hitting both of them.
Just 2 days prior to Christmas from this occurring. It's just an unfortunate incident that this even took place. And, you know, this is a time of the year that you want to spend with your family, be around your loved ones.
A southern Kentucky man spent the holiday weekend on the run, and 2 others spent most of it in a Tennessee hospital after being shot.
Just a couple days prior to the shooting taking place here, that a complaint had been made of a theft complaint and involving all these individuals.
Police say Napier shot the couple as they were driving down the roadway. Officers responded and they found the car in the ditch, and they say Napier had left the area. Since then, they say they received information that he was in northern Kentucky and in the Lexington area. The car that he was seen driving was recovered in Richmond Tuesday.
We believe this is an isolated incident. We don't feel that anyone in the community is in danger. However, we do know that a shooting has taken place, and it's a very serious crime.
April and Jonathan Barrett were both taken to a Tennessee hospital to be treated for their various injuries. I'm told that both are expected to recover. In Knox County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Phil, thank you. Police say after finding the car Napier was seen driving, they impounded it. They are not sure if he is still in the Richmond area or not. Earlier today, Kentucky State Police and the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet reported several crashes on southbound Interstate 75 between London and Corbin. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet reported 4 crashes in this traffic tie-up. At one time, traffic was nearly at a standstill and backed up for miles. It's not known if anyone was hurt in these crashes. Again, this happened on I-75 southbound, south of Kentucky 192 in London, all the way down to 25E in Corbin. It appears on our traffic cameras for the last hour at least that traffic is moving much better now in that area. 2 people are facing charges after a burglary. It happened in the early morning hours on Christmas Day. Knox County Sheriff's deputies received a call about the burglary at a home on Dogwood Trace in Corbin. After the homeowner followed the man and woman into Laurel County, a traffic stop was executed. The items stolen were recovered during that traffic stop. 43-year-old Joe Scalf and 26-year-old Felicia Smith, both of London, were taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. A Monticello man is behind bars after multiple instances where he reportedly was falsely imprisoning a woman and another man. The most recent scenario happened this morning when 37-year-old Jason Piercy locked a man inside his home and would not let him go outside. Deputies with the Wayne County Sheriff's Office were eventually able to get into the home after a standoff. Piercy was charged with terroristic threatening and unlawful imprisonment. A man accused of being part of a scam that stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from several people across the U.S. has pleaded guilty. The Lexington Herald-Leader reports Satish Kumar Patel pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud, which is punishable of up to 20 years in prison. A grand jury indicted him in early September after the scammers used Kentucky addresses to receive the money. Police arrested him in northern Illinois.
Well, the weather is not ideal on this Tuesday evening. Watching out for some more light showers in some areas. Zooming into a pocket of some light showers in Bell County, also into Knox and Clay counties as well. Also close to London for Laurel County. And some more soggy weather close to Jackson for Breathitt County, also along the Mountain Parkway from Stanton into portions of Wolfe County as well. And for our friends over in West Liberty, also watching out for some light showers at this hour as well. Here's a live look from the London Corbin Airport. We are soggy, also gloomy. That current temperature 51 degrees as a cold front moves through tonight. We are tracking some more cooler conditions as you wake up on Wednesday. Lows in the middle to lower 40s. As you wake up on Wednesday, also tracking some more light showers and also some patchy fog as you wake up by Wednesday as well. The bigger story, though, for the second half of the work week, we are tracking this strong upper level low producing some snow showers and some blizzard conditions for portions of the upper Midwest. Now, this weather system will continue pushing into our direction as we go into your Friday, as some cooler air also follows it. So maybe a few snowflakes as we close out the work week. Those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. While we did not see a white Christmas, Kentucky State Police want you to stay prepared for when we do get some winter weather, and that might be later this week. KSP released a list of things you should keep in your car. It includes things like a phone charger, blankets, a first aid kit, jumper cables, and some snacks and water. They also ask you not to call 911 for road and weather conditions because it can tie up emergency lines. A flood survivor spent more than 1 year living through different indoor and outdoor conditions, doing whatever he could to make things work after losing his home in the July 2022 flood. Then the Russaw Volunteer Fire Department was able to provide him with a Christmas miracle. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox tells us how the survivor went from a tent to a roof over his head.
More than a year has passed since the July 2022 flood. Jonathan Baker remembered seeing destruction from that day.
When the flood first happened, and I drove around a little bit, and let's see, a lot more people had lost a lot more than what I did. So I kind of laid back and just made it on my own.
He then spent many nights in several different conditions.
Got a tent. I lived in it for a while, then purchased a van.
He would bundle up and find creative ways to get warm.
I actually used that hand sanitizer for heat. You can light it, and it makes a flame.
Then a Christmas wish came true, courtesy of the Russaw Volunteer Fire Department.
When this camper had come available, we knew that his living conditions, we'd been to his building that got repossessed and all that. And so we automatically remembered, hey, he's in need.
Baker will now have water and electric, among many other things that have been hard to come by.
It actually feels pretty nice to have a bed. You know, it's something I can wake up, not in the weather, be warm, you know. So it feels pretty good.
Now in a trailer with his girlfriend and his dog, Baker says it is a step in the process of recovering.
I'm looking for a place to buy, you know, a home, my own home and stuff.
The flood survivors thanked those with the fire department for their help. In Breathitt County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Jonathan Baker says he also lost his mother after the flood, making life even tougher. One of his friends in Breathitt County is allowing him to park the trailer on his property. We have an update tonight on the health of Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman. In a statement, Coleman says her post-surgery reports came back clean. The Lieutenant Governor underwent a double mastectomy last week after a recent exam. Coleman says early detection and prevention were key for her. She also reminded Kentuckians to schedule those preventative screenings. Kentucky Agriculture Commissioner Ryan Quarles is about to begin his new duties as president of the Kentucky Community and Technical College System. It comes after a stint in the legislature, 2 terms as Ag Commissioner, and a second-place finish in this year's GOP primary race for governor. Quarles is excited for the opportunity, recently telling the Herald Leader that KCTCS is the most impactful higher education entity in Kentucky. Quarles begins his duties next week. Folks living in the Richmond area will need to be a little quieter earlier. The Richmond City Commission has amended its noise ordinance, moving it up to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. Previously, the noise ordinance was enforced after 10 p.m. The unanimous vote for the earlier rules comes after complaints about student parties near EKU. The city also made some tighter parking rules in a neighborhood off Lancaster Avenue. New laws related to electric and hybrid vehicles take effect on New Year's Day. Owners of the vehicles will have to pay new fees for registering or charging up at public stations. It's part of House Bill 360 passed in the 2023 legislative session. The fees go into the state's road fund. As the year comes to a close, plans for 2024 are coming to life, and whether your New Year's resolutions include more time on the treadmill or more time bonding with the kids, the Pikeville YMCA is hoping to help. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more.
New year, new intentions.
Even if it's just a little bitty, that might not be a milestone, but it might be a stepping stone.
From fitness to fellowship, the Pikeville Area Family YMCA is working to turn resolutions into reality.
I call them an aha moment where the kid learns how to dribble. So maybe a kid can catch a ball, maybe it makes its first shot, where the active adult is really kind of, they want to get back involved in sports, but they don't know where to start, so they come in, they get on the team for our adult league.
With a growing facility and expanding programs, officials say there is a little something for everyone.
Our goal each year is to grow a little more.
From silver sneakers to the new youth programs, the goals go beyond fitness.
Even if working out ain't for you, the mental health aspect of it is great.
Executive Director Clifton Hatfield says the new year marks the busiest time of year for the facility.
When they first come in, they're kind of scared to even get in the door, and then after a couple months, I mean, they have that, you kind of grow together.
And seeing people grow is what the space is all about.
It's that connectivity that they get, and that's what we really want to do here at the Y. Instead of just giving you a place to work out or just to come and hang out, is give you something that's going to benefit you personally and also help our community as a whole.
Strengthening cores, capabilities, and connections year after year. In Pikeville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The new youth fitness programs include after-school sessions, and the facility now has a 24/7 access option for its strength center. You can find out more about the programs on our website, WYMT.com.
Well, you may need the umbrella for those plans this evening as more showers are likely. Your forecast coming up after this break.